I'm not on a ladder, precariously perched with a camera that could fall at any moment with power tools. That's not me at all.
We're gonna drill some holes.
Yep.
Do some plumbing.
In my opinion, I would ding them. So it's really cool when these guys breed big, colorful schooling fish. That's a two-hander. Hey everyone, I ordered some new fish and I thought I would do some unboxings. This is from a company I've never ordered from before, but I spent like 450 bucks, and so I thought, why not unbox it and show you the fish for the 125 gallon. I realized it's kind of a weird angle and I don't normally do this, so I'm still in my gym clothes, but the fish came and these are sensitive to shipping. So they were shipped overnight, and kind of just want to get the process done before I shower and everything, so excuse all that, but I ordered these from rarefishusa.com. They've got, I guess, a lot of cichlids is what I would say. These are, what I ordered was some rare Leptosoma cyprichromis, which is a mouth-brooding sardine cichlid. And, you know, they called me yesterday and let me know that my address is having a problem, so that was good customer service already. They texted me also, got here overnight, which is good. And then they have this thing here, so it says, live fish, please keep warm. I like that. And their .com and a phone number. I thought that's kind of good in case this ever got misshipped or someone actually had a question like, hey, what's inside of here? Or hey, what should we be doing? It got delayed. So I think that gives it one more chance for stuff to do well in shipping. So it looks, you pay a $10 box charge on top of the shipping charge, so just know that. And normally when you're doing that, it's because you're getting a styrofoam like this. These styrofoams, because they don't nest, they're crazy good at holding temperature, but boy, are they spendy. So we're gonna kind of dump it out upside down and try to go gently for the fish here. So there we go, a nice insulated brick, if you will. And I know this is kind of not the best content but for you guys, but I am jazzed. These fish, I was super excited to find them. It's a group of 7, it's supposed to be 2 boys, 5 girls. Hopefully they've all made it. They're notorious for being finicky shippers, so hoping the overnight shipping and everything did well. I checked Wet Spot, Aquabid, Dance Fish, Aquahuna. None of them had it. In fact, many people at all had cyprichromis. And so it's just kind of a known rare thing. Oh, maybe no heat pack? That's a bold move, Cotton. So it looks like no heat pack. They feel warmish. Let's take a look here. Ooh, they're actually kind of a little cold. So we'll put this like kitchen thermometer under this water and we'll kind of see what it goes down to. Hopefully it's just the same like water as I've got. But still a lot, so first fish alive, that's always a good sign. These are very finicky. Oh, I see a heat pack. Uh-oh, are you alive? You're alive, you're just cold. Alive but cold. So that's good. The heat pack is in between the fish, not warm. So in my opinion, and so I don't ship fish professionally anymore, but in my opinion, the heat pack's still pliable, and we do a lot of heat packs in the plants that we ship. In my opinion, this didn't get enough oxygen. And when it's got plastic, well, I mean, it didn't have plastic, I guess it was in there tightly with not a lot of room to breathe, and wet paper. In my experience, the wet paper creates like a seal. And so I bet you if I kind of do this, and this is my guess, I'm still pliable, it usually gets hard when it's done. My guess is after 10 minutes or something, this will be warm. So let's let that chill. I also believe the way the heat packs are designed, and these aren't ours, obviously, we have different ones that we have made for us. They're branded. But the red line here is supposed to be exposed to air. Air goes in, and I think it's some kind of, it's like ferrous oxide or something. I can't remember what the ingredient is, but it oxidizes and creates the heat. It's a chemical reaction. And so if this, like this side, doesn't have to be open. But you know, if you were gonna put on a shipping thing, if you put it down like this, it would just fizzle out because it's getting no oxygen exchange. Where it's meant to go like this, you tape the corners, and being in the center like that, you know, normally you would see that like in our wholesale shipments, maybe it got taped to it and it would fall, but this one was just in there and not that warm. So it shows here the fish are at 67 degrees. I would say not optimal, but not freezing to death. And I'm gonna float them to get their temperature up here in a little bit. So already the room is warmer, so they're starting to come up. We'll keep going through these guys and girls. Are you alive? You're alive. You're just cold. When fish are cold, they're very lethargic. And you know, these guys, probably being an expensive rare fish, have been taken care of in nice warm tanks for a long time, and so when they get this cold, they go into a little bit of oof mode. You're alive. Good, good, good. And then here we go. Yeah, the wet paper, so what the wet paper shows me is that the bags leaked. Or they were incredibly sloppy packing, but I think the bags leaked. Oh, see, this is, in my opinion, this I would ding them. There's 2 in this bag, right? So they've doubled the odds at which something could go wrong in this bag if one was to pass away. Then we go for the last one. So in my personal opinion, what I think would have been optimal, let's check this one here. Uh-oh. You see how the bag's all cloudy? Not alive. Nope. Are you alive? Are you alive? Are you alive? You're alive. It's got stringy poop though, but this one, there's definitely some like ammonia problems and that kind of stuff compared to the clarity. Now, if that had gone on in the bag with 2, it might have been the death knell. Might have been what did them both in. And so you've got 6 bags here, and 6 bags fits real nice in this container, right? The problem is, in my opinion, when you spend that kind of money, $450 roughly, they should have upsized the styrofoam and not put 2 sensitive fish in one bag. If this cloudy bag had been the one that had 2, I think it would have been the kiss of death. Now, I'm not going to do what they recommend. In fact, I don't even know what they recommend. I'm going to float the bags that look good, and this one that's all milky, I'm actually going to turn that one loose in the aquarium right away, because if there's ammonia and stuff like that in there, warming it up is not necessarily the best thing for that fish. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We're still at 67. That was the top bag. Maybe that's the warmest. Over here, it's showing maybe, well, it's getting some from the table. The table is warmer, so. But 67, I'm going to go ahead and start working on it, and then the next thing you'll see is either A, me unboxing more fish that arrive today or tomorrow, or B, what they look like in the aquarium, and then we'll be putting meds to them and all that. I don't know if that'll be in this video, but being that it's an outside source from us and they're not being quarantined at the store, I will be quarantining them here, so they get their own 125 and meds. So I'm working on that. All right, so you can see I'm floating the other ones. The one went straight in, this female, and she's just sitting on the bottom hating life because she was in super milky water. The water actually went in as well, and I know some people will be like, but you could introduce disease and ammonia and this and that. And my response is, you're totally right. And like that poop that's floating down there, actually, I don't know if we'll be able to see it on camera. Looks like it could have parasites anyway. But if the fish are already sick and we're moving them in, they're bringing the parasites. And if this 125-gallon aquarium can't handle the waste of the fish from 24 hours, I've got way bigger problems on my hands. So I don't believe there's any meds in this in the bags. It's not blue or anything like that. So I'm trying to minimize it. And in that scenario, the best, I could have dumped them into a net, then dumped it in and not put that in, but I like the easy transition for the fish of just come out, in, less stress. So no matter what you do, there's trade-offs with stress. The tank itself 73.4 degrees. That's what I run my fish room a little bit cooler. So we knew they were at 67. They're coming up about 6 degrees. We're gonna give them 5-10 minutes. You know, you can see there the double bag of them. They're all starting to get a little more active. As they warm up, they're going, hey, okay, that's right. That's what it's like not to be in stasis mode. So we're letting them get warm, and then we'll be turning them loose, and then hopefully I show you more fish that arrive today or tomorrow, or something like that, and then I'll show you these guys being beauties when they color up. Right now you're just going, why would you buy these? Yeah, they look like sardine cichlids. There's no color. The females aren't very colorful. The males look super cool, in my opinion. Yeah, swim. How are you guys? You looking underfed? You looking well fed? Where are you guys at? Don't know. Have to evaluate. They look a little underfed. Maybe not. Maybe they're just, you know, fasted for a week before they got shipped or something. They're not looking that underweight, but we will work on putting it on. So this fish, when it's happy, by the way, swimming only mid-water. So that shows you, like, it's going through the, oh, it was cold, now I'm warming up, and the water sucked, and now it's better-ish. Starting to get my mojo back. And hopefully we'll get all of that happening in the next, you know, the next day, basically. Get them flourishing. So I thought I'd chime in. They're now in the water, not colored up or anything yet. But, you know, they're going to hide in the little caves and just try to feel safe. There's 3 more there. There's 7 total. You can see another one laying back there, hating life. Shipping will do that, and we hope they make it. They're a finicky fish to ship, and hope the colors come out bright and all of that. And, is that one already holding babies? Might be. You see that one right there? A little bit in the throat, but maybe not. Maybe that's just my imagination. I will say the heat pack's gotten a little bit warmer, so I think my diagnosis was true on that. Yeah, it's feeling way warmer. So if I put, let's see if we can do this. And by the way, I want to say the reason I do this is 1, to show you guys what I look for, and then 2, to also, like, when I do an unboxing like this, you get to see exactly the customer experience. And maybe they're going, oh, we put the heat pack here and it moved, or anything like that. So I don't want it to seem like I'm only talking negative. Their bags were super thick. So their bags get a kudos from me. They double bag them, and they're nice and thick, so very unlikely to get any punctures or anything like that from fins. So, you know, they did pass that test. But you can see here, you know, the heat pack's at 81 now. And I think if we let it sit for another hour or something, it's been, you know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes now, it would see a much higher temp. Each heat pack, and I don't know how long this one was supposed to last, right? So this could just be just a 24-hour one, and we're at the tail end of it. Could have been a 48. We, in our plant packs, or when we ship plants in these heat packs, we use the 96-hour ones. So each one has a different profile, right? So it starts at a temp, and it'll peak at a temp, and then it'll come back down from a temp. Usually shorter ones get hotter faster and get down faster, where like the 96-hour doesn't get quite as hot, but it keeps it much longer. And with plants, you don't want them to get too hot. You can see here, it's just straight up going up. Like this thing, as getting oxygen, is just, the reaction's doing better and better. And so if you've never worked with a heat pack, typically what you do is you open it up and you kind of rub it and get it going, and then you let it sit. And it'll start getting temp. The reaction will keep going. And then you put it in your bag, or I mean your box for plants or fish. Or maybe you're using it to help heat some of your aquariums. You tape it to the bottom side of it during a power outage or while you're moving. You know, there's not that many for the average person reason to use it, but from someone who buys heat packs by the pallets and spends tens of thousands of dollars, I know a thing or two about them. We did a lot of testing, shipping around the country. We used data loggers, so it would data log it, and we put them in freezers. We did all this stuff so we could perfect our algorithms that we have for our plants. So, but yeah, the fish all are alive right now. I think they'll all probably make it. You can see it's up to 88 already. I think they'll probably all make it, and we'll probably have a great batch of nice, very rare fish. I'm thankful to Rare Fish USA for selling them, especially when it comes to rare fish. Rare fish, they're a luxury. And what do I mean by that? Typically, they don't sell that well. And so a guy like me has to come in and go, I'll give you way too much money for that fish. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's holding babies. You see how that bottom, the buccal cavity, whereas like the female's right next to it, doesn't stick out at all, but that one does. So we probably already have babies. So yeah, even though it was buy 7 for $450, like if she kicks out 7, we got 14 for that price. Bargain. As long as there was no, you know, too much stress during the shipping and everything like that. But, and I want to give credit where credit's due. They could be a little underweight on these females, and that can be a problem. Sometimes you have to rest them. Because they mouth brood back to back to back to back to back, they can actually lose weight. Yeah, I'm positive that one has babies. And so the whole goal of this aquarium, by the way, is that we get this nice big colorful schooling fish going back and forth, and it'll spit the babies into the corners where the Vallisneria is. And there's no canister filter to suck up the fry. We're only using the sponge filters and everything. So I think it's going to work out. Yeah, the females aren't beautiful, but the males, when they're colored up, you guys will really like them. So yeah, that's why they get the sardine cichlid name to them. And the males are still being moody, and they're not really doing anything yet. They're just kind of chilling over here going, yeah, you can see a little bit of yellow on them. Hey, there's another one holding. You see, that's the maximized zoom, but you see that poop? That poop looks, so it's either lots of stress from shipping, which that would make a lot of sense, but if they keep doing that kind of poop, where it's a little bit stringy and a little bit of clear, that would mean internal parasites. So I definitely will be putting some meds through these guys. I'm not going to do it quite yet. There's always a lot of questions like, should I medicate the instance I get them, blah, blah, blah. In this instance, knowing that they just got into the water, one was super milky water and all that, I'll wait to do meds probably for a day or two. I'm going to keep a very close eye on them. I want them to acclimate and start acting normal. Feed them a couple times, even though these females that are holding won't eat. Put a little bit of body weight on them. And then I'll come in with the meds. And I'll probably start with just deworming. And then if I see any kind of fin rot issues, I will instantly switch to that. If I see ick, you know, they got cold. And just because they get cold doesn't mean they'll get ick. When a fish gets cold or gets stressed, it means if they had something, it's now going to present. And when it presents itself, then I can treat it. What is that? Is there something hanging off that fish? What is that? That little, just whatever that little piece of poop is or something. So it's really cool when these guys breed, which hopefully I'll get to show you on camera sometime. The female will come up to the top, like the top of the aquarium, and they'll lay an egg, or they'll drop an egg. And as it's following, the male will swoop in, fertilize it, and the female swoops down and catches it in her mouth. And they do that 7 times, and then they hold that for 2 or 3 weeks, and they spit them out and let them go. You got babies. So very cool fish to interact with because they breed in a way that most others don't. Kind of like a live bear in that they're just going to release babies, but they don't have to do it on the ground or anything. So you can usually have multis or some kind of shell dweller. They pair normally with those Tanganicans. And these are an African fish. So even though they're African and they're living with cherry shrimp, you know, not most Africans can't, and they're with plants, I love to push the bounds. And I did this tank 15 plus years ago as a 55 gallon. Now I've just upsized it and gotten a rarer version. Oh, I did want to correct myself. I was originally looking for the Cyprichromis leptosoma that I had normally kept. These are Cyprichromis mobas. So they're a different one. I actually haven't bred these ones before, so that'll be fun. Maybe I'll get some BAP points, some breeder reward program points. And yeah, I'm going to let these guys chill. I'm going to go hop in the shower. I've got a meeting in about 25 minutes, so I need to, you know, get a shower in and be ready to party. And we'll chime in with more. I want to make this video a couple unboxings and chiming in on this stuff and teach you about ordering fish online, I guess. Alright, so now it's been 2 days and we're looking at the fish that came in and they all lived, so that's good. I'm hoping they're just settling in because boy howdy do they not look colorful like they did in the picture. And that's, you know, so far that's my critique, which I'm hoping maybe the babies come out and maybe they, you know, maybe they are going to be colorful. And the reason I'm just bringing this up is there's always the chance and the problem. That guy's not doing so good, is he? I think he's needs more food. Might be a female that held too long. You can just see that fish, you see how it's kind of listless and skinny? Yesterday it was hanging out down there, and I thought today, oh, it's swimming around, that's better. But anyway, the reason I bring that up is that is a big problem, I think, in the industry, where show the best possible picture of a fish you've ever seen, whether you've taken it or not, most times not, and then ship out a fish. And I wouldn't have so many qualms if it wasn't $450 listed super rare, which they are rare. It's just these things, you know, this male that's yellow should be brightly colored, and it's not. And so still more time, so I'm still holding, you know, still waiting and seeing if the babies and all of that. But it'll be sad if, like, let's say in a month or two these still don't have any color and the babies don't have any color. I will replace them, and I'll have to see, like, who wants a rare fish that looks real cruddy, and very few hands will go up for something like that, even in the retail stores. So hoping it turns around. But I've got Dan's fish arrived, so we're gonna unbox that, and another little unboxing real quick, and then I gotta go to the retail store. We've got our fish right here. Now these fish came 1 day late. It's not Dan's fish fault or anything like that. It is UPS's fault. And what I want to encourage people is, don't lose your minds when something's late. One of the reasons why, like, a Dan's fish ships overnight is because even if something goes wrong, it's 2 days. And when you start shipping, let's say 2 to 3 day, and something goes wrong, and now it's 3, 4, 5 days, you're still okay. So, like, if you order from like Aquahuna, things get delayed. Things are just packed differently. Now, I'm going to take temperatures and show you guys this. And if you remember, you already know this, but we are now an affiliate for Dan's Fish. So I paid 100% legit money for everything I'm buying from, because that's just the way I do business. I like to pay for stuff. So my reviews will always be honest. I guess me having an affiliate, you could be like, well, that's not 100% honest, but I don't have to say anything I don't want to say. And in my members video, I picked apart their packaging, not in bad ways, just ways they can improve. So, you know that I still, like, my whole business, in my opinion, is built on my reputation. And so if someone does a bad job, I have to call them out on it, and I will, and they know I will. All right, so we got the little Dan's fish thing, you know, how to acclimate and all that, pretty standard stuff. Let's check the heat pack. Heat pack's cold, I don't like that. And it's hard. So the other one, it was still soft, so this is, in my opinion, this is a 24-hour heat pack that, and I don't know that, but my guess is a 24-hour heat pack meant for a 24-hour shipment that went 2 days. Now, as you heard me in other things, we use 96-hour, 4-day heat packs. That would be one thing, if this was my business, I would change. I would pay them more money, and I would have the 2-day heat pack in here, so that when things go wrong, that it's still okay. Now, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna put my temperature probe into the center of this. Now, I do this for 2 reasons. One, if the people that ship me fish watch this, I want them to get the intel. And 2, I want a record of it. And a lot of people, they don't do this until something goes wrong, but what if all these fish are dead? I can show them this video and they go, oh, it wasn't something Cory has done or anything like that. Not that you should ever have problems getting your money back, but some companies are that way. So it's kind of a dual thing for me. So let's go ahead and put that in there. We'll let that sit for a moment. Looks like so far we're down at 67, 66, 65. Oof, dropping. Not the best. The shipment I got that did arrive overnight with UPS, that one, when I pulled the fish out, they were at 75 degrees or 76 degrees from Dan's Fish. So, you know, went perfect. I don't think we're gonna have any casualties. We're down at 61, down to 60 degrees, 60.8. Looks like we're 60.6. You know, luckily the fish that I've ordered today, most of them are live bearers. I think they'll all be live bearers. they can usually handle cooler temperatures, but we want to make sure I don't shock the system. And it's inconvenient for me, 59.5. Being that I have a date to go build with Dean, building date as I call them, at the store expansion, I'm spending my time doing it today, even though they're supposed to arrive yesterday, which would have been great. I had plenty of time yesterday, I was filming. But your schedule is going to be like this too, where you order it, maybe you took the day off, and then something happened. And so, sometimes things go wrong. 59, we might go down to 58, but I want to save the time because I'm in a rush. So, 59 degrees, not great. These guys want to warm up. We've got our one platy here, and what I love about these is they're all individually labeled. So this one says solid yellow hyphen variatus platy pair. One male, one female. This is the female. Uses 1/2 cup of water. Says my order number, how many total, and what tank it came from, and what shelf. That's really helpful when you're tracing back if something went wrong. Here we've got my Limia perugiae and babies? And babies. I don't know, yeah, those must have been born in there. So yeah, cold. Oh boy, are they cold. Variatus platy number 2. I think these are the only 2 fish I got, these 2 types, because I was trying to fill out in the tanks the numbers. So I bought these, and yep, you're doing okay. Good. I bought these thinking, okay, we'll see how they are. And part of it is you save a little bit in shipping sometimes when you go big and you buy a lot. But what if I had bought all these and they were like my cyprochromis that you've seen now, that you kind of just go, oh, they're not so great so far. Where these, when I got them from Dan's, I did the opposite, going, wow, these are better than the pictures. And then, so what I did is I ordered them, and then I realized you can basically, if you got the time for it, if you watch a couple hours, you can watch his walkthroughs of the facility, and you can see all of these fish that you want to buy. And I love that. I love the seeing exactly, like, what you see is what you're going to get type of video. And had I had that with these, the cyprochromis, I would have never ordered them, obviously, at this stage, right? Or in the video they look amazing, and I know, oh yeah, it's just another week, and then these guys are gonna look great, right? But right now I'm going off a picture that, like, okay, they don't even look close to that picture. There's no way. And I think that'd be good for their business to do it that way. So, yep, insulated box, which I like, and heat pack 2-day. I think that's a little bit of an upgrade. It doesn't cost them too much. Now, they might have a good reason, and I know this. Each heat pack has its own shipping profile. I think I talked about that a little bit earlier in this video. And they may have done testing and you go, you know what, really? The 2-day, the heat profile on the curve on it's not what we want. The other thing is too, data is really hard until you're shipping an insane amount of packages. Like, we ship 10 to 15,000 packages a month, and about 50% of those have live plants. And then about, during the winter months, maybe 30% of those need heat packs, or 50%. So until you get big data, you might not even know that, oh, Dan's fish to Washington, where I'm at, there's a 26% chance that it will get delayed to the second day. And when we're going to maybe us, Oregon, and California, let's use 48-hour heat packs. But that's another step to detail that could get lost with the packers, right? And we use algorithms to do it in our system, so it's an automatic thing. That it's not a human choice. It is the computer's going, hey, make sure you use this. But we only use one type of heat pack because multiple heat packs would make it more difficult. So then I've got one more little unboxing I want to do here. This is just a product I want to talk about a little bit. I'll move these guys off to the side. Right now I'm kind of letting them warm up just room temperature because it's warm in here. And they're getting, this table's warm. I mean, not like super warm or anything, but, and then I'll float them, and then I'll release them, and I'll film that as well. I believe my breakfast is probably done at this point. So this is a product where I had the super expensive version, and it ended up having some problems. This was like 6-7 years ago. And then I realized I wanted one again. I bought the cheaper version, like the Jabo version or whatever on Amazon, and it was on the 800 gallon, just wasn't good. It wasn't good enough. So now I bought the original one in model 2.0, and the original one was like $300 or $400. I think it was $400. The knockoff version, as I call it, like the, hey, this is that thing but cheaper, from like a Jabo, it was like $200. And then this one again was $400. And so I bought this one from our lovely competitor, Bulk Reef Supply. Wow, it comes in quite the package. So what this is a big old pump, now with Wi-Fi control. So I'm hoping that will make it easier. This company was kind of the king at terrible software before. And that's why I'm anti-app. One, I don't want more apps really. Two, so many of them are actually terrible. But this is the Max Spect brand. I don't know if they invented it, but they were the ones that had the good ones originally. And what it is when I show it to you and I install on another day, it's essentially a giant power head with a special flow pattern meant to move the entire aquarium worth of water. In a slow flow though, so not like it's a jet where a fish is gonna get blasted, but more of like this giant laminar flow. I like that they're doing all of this kind of stuff. This is what we're doing on our lights. I like good packaging, I take notice of it. So it's this big old apparatus that moves water. Now I'm interested to see, the one I bought years ago had 2 magnets. This one's only got 1. And magnets are getting really expensive. That's why mag floats and other things are real hard to, not real hard, but real expensive. And so I'm wondering, did they go down to 1 magnet because the expense here is a lot? It's technically not rated for the 1-inch thick glass on the 800 gallon, but the other one used to work. And if it isn't quite enough, I'll try and find some bigger magnets to make this work. But I'll explain in the video. I basically want to get debris up off the ground and give some better flow for Ladybird to get some exercise. And so that's why I invested $400 in a pump. And when I install it, I'll probably be able to show off the other pump that just doesn't work as well. And maybe I'll even do some A/B testing for you guys where I show you and you're like, yeah, that thing kind of sucks. And then I put this one on and you're like, whoa! Even though you guys would buy a much smaller version, and you probably don't need this for anything under like 300 gallons, honestly. But, I told you guys I would share more of just the day-to-day and be in the fish room more, and part of that is me doing what I enjoy and working on some big tanks, what I enjoy. Now I'm here with Dean, and we're working. I forgot to turn the camera on the first hour. You can see Dean's shirt's already wet, so we've been working already. I just forgot the camera. Yeah,
It's not summertime.
it's not sweat. That is just cold water.
So
now,
the first thing we did is...
Giving the recap.
Yeah, we'll give the recap really quick. We have a sump back here that drains all of the wall tanks and all of the quarantine tanks.
Yep.
And the pump was so powerful, it was literally blowing water back up the sink and up on the wall.
Yeah, so we had to downgrade.
Downgrade the size of the pump, and it works great now. We also had to fix this solenoid. It was sticking on.
It was draining all our hot water, and that wasn't good.
True.
So that was the thing we had to fix, number 2.
We've replumbed all of this, basically neatened it up a little bit, got the wall space back here. There used to be a bunch of pipes running in here.
Yep.
But I wanted the wall space. I don't know why I wanted it, because it's wall space. Put a hose bib here.
And we could hook a python or something
Nick
if we
Brandon.
need. Yeah. In case we need to change. This is all quarantine tanks. So
yeah, the new quarantine.
Yeah, new quarantine tanks. And got drywall up, water resistant or mildew resistant drywall.
Yep.
Got the fans going, got dehumidifiers, 2 different commercial dehumidifiers. Texture on the wall, so it'll be turning green here real soon. The sinks are in, they're working. drain is in, which you guys have seen at this point. Now, today, the goal is to plumb canister filters and fill the tank all the way. Yeah. I told them not to fill the tank all the way because we might want to put a paper plate to catch some of the drilling.
Good point.
It's not the end of the world if we don't, but...
if we don't, we'll have to net them out.
I'm really interested to see. So we had a bunch of leveling problems because the ground wasn't necessarily level, the stand wasn't 100% true. And so I'm interested to see, once we get this water level to like here, is it the same or is it like, oh, it's a ½ inch or something?
That's a good point.
We won't know till we get the next 1,000 pounds or whatever in there. Yeah, where are we at now?
Within 1/8 of an inch.
All right, we're looking pretty good so far.
Good.
Yeah.
Darn good. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, so then we've mocked up where we want ins and outs. O is the output, in is the input. This white piece of PVC is the auto water change system. The black pipe here is the drain. We've got one just little air stone keeping the water churning in there for the last few weeks.
And just for an FYI.
Uh-oh, Dean's got an FYI around the corner.
End to end,
Yeah?
we're within 1/8 of an inch.
All right.
So the only thing is we need to know, is the top higher?
Well, it's a good thing we spent way too many hours working on leveling. It's starting to pan out here because we were just afraid.
Because when I shimmed the corners, it was the corners that were...
Yeah, and they're off by like a lot too. That's why we were
they
so
were floating.
worried. Like, this is a lot.
So we didn't want to shim between the tank and the plywood. We shimmed between the plywood and the frame.
Yep.
And when I shimmed that, some of these shims were still loose. We filled the tank this high.
Yeah.
They were still loose. This high, now they've all tightened up. So we're good now.
Yep.
I think that's where it's going to sit. We got tons of gravel in there.
Yeah, it's like a half a pallet or something of gravel went into this tank. It's, you know, from here where you're looking to the end is 10 feet. And then left to right is 6 feet. And then it's like 40 inches tall. Even just the covers.
Oh, they're too heavy.
Yeah, they're like 40 pounds or something crazy. It's not good. Yeah.
So we're going to be doing some drilling.
Yep.
Some plumbing.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of the day, we should have...
In theory, yeah. I guess by the end of the day,
we should have this...
all filtration should be done if everything goes right.
Yep.
That'd be nice, but we know we run into snags and stuff, so it doesn't always work out that way. But we got parts. We've been assembling... Oh, gosh. We've been assembling parts for weeks and months, and, you know, we got to find them sometimes. Of like, oh, yeah, you can see... had this bag around, it's collected a lot of sawdust for us.
Yep.
Brand new freezer. That thing was like 6 or 7 grand, but now all the frozen foods, and we'll get to put a cool graphic up top eventually. And gravel started going into the tanks over here. They look way better once you get the gravel in there.
Oh, I didn't even see that yet. Nice.
Yeah, so once you start getting gravel in, they start looking like, oh, I could see us selling some fish. We're over there, they still look like, I don't know. Yeah, this looks... Still crushed coral in there, so there's still going to be a round of...
crushed coral in this morning, right?
Yep, there's still going to be a round of gravel vacuuming through all of it to get the last, you know, muck like that. But, you know, lights are on, auto water changes happening.
Nice.
Yeah.
So they've got crushed coral down to here.
Yep, exactly. They still got... It takes a long time when you're rinsing, like, oh, we need to rinse 900 pounds of crushed coral. Yeah, it's...
Yeah. Either that or you just got to dump it in and let the water...
Right, but that's, you know, it's better to... We save water, and, you know, we got the first coat of stain on the back counter here. This is where we'll be bagging fish for customers. So, bring all the fish, you bag it up back here, and then we'll have all the checkout stations throughout here. All these lights will get tuned down. We just installed the wrong plugs. So we need the dimmer plugs installed instead. And then we can put the plates on and all of that. We still got to put the guards on all these fans. And so that's just a fan that moves air. This is one that's dehumidifying. That's one that moves air. And then there's one more on this side here to try and keep airflow between the back and the front and everything mixed. When we're, you know, when we're done, none of these overhead lights will be on. All the totes, which just got crushed coral today, will be lit up kind of like that down there, and all the betta tanks will be lit up, and there'll be no overhead, not general lighting. There'll be spot lighting where needed for products and stuff, but you know, we still need to put a little bit of lighting underneath here where some merchandise will be, and yeah, so it gets closer, but it's everyone's time. We're all trying to fit this in, like the contractors and Dean and myself, and you know, I still got to make videos for you guys. So that's why I'm shooting today on top of received fish. Now we're gonna work on this. So I'm gonna put the camera down and we're gonna get ready to drill.
Did you see fish today?
Yeah, I got some from Dan's Fish.
What did you get?
I got high fin yellow variatus platies,
Yeah.
and another live bear called a Limia perugiae.
I have those.
Do you?
Yeah.
I haven't been in your fish room too
They're
long.
pretty cool. You want some more? I got a ton of babies.
Maybe if they're the exact same type, do they have the blue spangles and everything?
On the side.
Yeah. Dang it.
Yeah, I'll give you them all.
That's why I gotta talk to my friends. Yeah. We redid all the tanks and everything. You haven't seen any of it yet, so.
No, but those are cool fish.
Yeah. They got a 40 breeder at my house worth, so. Yeah.
Nice.
Now we're planning, hopefully.
We're gonna drill some holes,
Yep.
do some plumbing,
You
and
can
turn
see-
the filter on.
You can see it's doing a good job of holding in all the water.
It is, and I want to get
all the moisture.
I want to get the filters running and then fill the rest up.
Yeah, we want to make sure this thing's not gonna explode open.
Right.
And also just check flow, because there's some other stuff we'll talk about, but I think we need a big. In this video, I unboxed one for the 800 gallon about 4 hours ago or 3 hours ago. But I think we need to put one of those giant water movers, gentle flow, but it'll get everything moving, because
Oh, inside.
yeah, 10 feet by 6 feet is just
I
such
agree.
a massive amount for these filters.
I was dreaming about that last night.
Yeah?
Yeah, the type I want you to get,
Uh-oh.
no wire in the tank.
So I was looking at those. They're about 800 bucks a piece, but they're getting horrible reviews lately.
Are they really?
Yeah, people say they're only lasting like 6 months to a year, and because those are what's the
They're
brand
magnet
called?
drive, right?
Yeah, the magnets on the outside. So I looked at those, and yeah, we could try it, but we'll check out the other one I bought first. So
Okay.
I'm not on a ladder, precariously perched with a camera that could fall at any moment with power tools. That's not me at all. I don't like this grip though. Starting out backwards first.
That sounded good.
Yeah, it's hot. It's smoking hot.
Really?
Yeah, it's real thick. I gotta get the acrylic out of there while it's melting hot before I can do the next hole, so. Number 2, it's gonna be right in your face. That's a first.
What?
Is melting the acrylic. It got so hot. I'll show you guys. Never had that happen, but I've never drilled tanks this thick before. I think technically in a bad way. I mean, it's gonna be fine, I think, but can you guys see how it got a little wavy? Because it heated up the acrylic. I think it'll be fine. It's just, yeah, this thing gets real hot. Like if you touch that, it would burn the crap out of it. So, yeah, we'll keep trying. I'll put this down and. I'm gonna let it cool all the way. There we go. Good. Yeah, when the acrylic is that thick, it's an inch or more. It's brutal. All right, we've drilled all the holes. We killed one drill. It was, I guess I can't say on fire, but it was smoking to the point where it could have been on fire.
So it was the $20 Harbor Freight one we bought just for drilling a few holes.
Yep.
Oh, actually, you know what I actually bought it for? Was the hammer drill function so I could put some stuff into the block.
Sure.
And, you know, the good thing is Harbor Freight will give me a free one.
Yeah.
The bad thing is, well, we did get the holes drilled.
All the holes are drilled. All the intakes and outputs are lined up. Now it's all the plumbing parts and all the pieces and all of that. And we don't have the bio rings. We have like 6 of them. So
That's
I'm
it.
gonna have to go get like a couple cases. So we'll hook them up and get them running. And then one day we'll come in and we'll just fill them up.
Wow.
So. Oh no.
What was that?
Just the air pump. I also want to get more light on this tank and then maybe light up down below as well. So we're gonna keep working. I also plugged that hole while I was up there, Dean.
What? You did what?
Where all the cold air was coming from.
Oh, good idea.
It's not like officially plugged, but that's enough for right now.
We got to remember to ask the contractor if he can make that an outlet box.
Right, okay.
One of those.
Sure.
So we can plug up there.
I'll see what I can do.
You got it.
All right, now we're really getting into it. The big ladder's out. We've got intake and outputs going. Took the front of it off too. Took the front paper so we can see. Put in the first decoration. And the problem we're running into right now, you see how close we are to the top? When the auto water change system kicks on, we're worried that it's going to be a little bit too high. And so we need to drop the level. And unfortunately, to do that, we've set the level with this apparatus outside, which is going to make it real difficult. That bottom of that pipe has to come down a little bit for it to lower the level, which means we have to take a couple 100 gallons of water out. And that's really our only option at this point.
It's not this bottom, it's the bottom of this pipe.
Right. Yeah, it has to be that higher pipe, the bottom of that one right there.
This sets our level.
And I think, you know, part of the challenge was doing it kind of blindly. The tank is settled a little bit, you know, because the corner came down a bit when the water was in, and we were running with a 1/2 inch tolerance, and I feel like we're about a 1/4 inch off now.
Yeah, I'd say.
But I think we're gonna build in like
we'll build in another 1/4 inch.
Yeah, we need maybe even a 1/2 inch to, because part of what I didn't factor in is when Murphy comes swimming to see someone and creates a wave,
Right.
there's not quite enough headspace for that wave. So
That's a good point too.
yeah, so we got to get a little bit more. We got to lower the standing water level a little bit lower, which means undoing work we've done, and redoing it. And as you can see, it's dark out now, but we're still at it. Filtration works. Hey, and we were starting to, you know, we drilled some more holes and put in an air stone. Started putting in some decor. We're about ready to set up like 5 more lights. We got the intake sponges going, and then I go, yeah, and then I go, oh my gosh, it's gonna overflow. It didn't actually overflow or anything, but it scared us. And that's when we clued in on it and going, okay, we gotta get back here, and now's the time to do it. Like, it makes more sense to do it now than later, so we gotta just tackle it.
So guys, this is the thing. It can sometimes frustrate the crap out of you, but Cory always likes it to be right first, and then show you guys.
Normally, yeah.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna disconnect one of the Eheim filters that we just hooked up.
Yep.
We're gonna drain a couple 100 gallons out. We're gonna drain it down below the bulkhead.
Yep.
So about this far. Fortunately, it does fill up relatively quick,
Yeah.
right?
It should drain pretty fast
And I think
too.
it'll drain pretty quick out of there.
We're gonna use these quick disconnects right here. So the master plan is unplug the pump, turn both those off, disconnect, lift it up a little bit, put it into the sink, and then just open that bad boy up and let it drain as fast as a 1-inch pipe
Right.
with full like drain sucking ability will do, which hopefully is not too long, because we gotta undo the bulkhead and start playing and cutting. So we're setting it down, we're doing it.
We should show them that live.
Okay,
Unplug the pump.
unplug the pump.
Never pull from the cords, by the way.
Don't do a Dean.
We're gonna close
Quick
these.
disconnects.
I'm gonna close these also.
Yep.
Now a little bit of water will come out of here, but not very much.
Here's where it comes, it's an avalanche. Yeah, you're gonna have to, I think you're gonna have to do the lifty. Come on, so we built a little bit extra headroom in there, all right.
Ready?
Hold on, let me get a good angle. It's a funny angle, Tyrone. All right, let's see, just spray us in the face.
Holy crap.
Look at that flow. Now we'll see if the sink can keep up.
That's what we were hoping we were getting out of there.
Yeah, that's what was supposed to happen from this big old pipe, but yeah. Now we're draining.
Plugging up.
So if we look over here, yeah, like even a little bit more water. Part of the problem is the surface area is so high, all that water's come out, it's like maybe lower to 1/16 of an inch. It's 1,500 gallons. Well, as I said, probably a couple hundred gallons got to come out at least to get it low enough. Tonight just got longer. Should I go get you some Mexican food, Dean?
Or pizza.
Or
what,
pizza.
What did we have with that pizza that one time? It's like
Oh, we
pizza.
had the pesto bread.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, with pine nuts.
Yeah, that was good.
All right, I'm setting the camera down. We got to
All
get to
right.
work. All right, well, we're still draining. We decided to put some of the decor in, just kind of a loose scape. Haven't rearranged the gravel or anything. It's too thick, obviously, in the front, but we got to get inside to do that. And you can see some pieces are like off the ground. And we're going to turn the back piece into a volcano, kind of like we have in the past. And the goal is to leave a lot of room for Murphy and other fish to swim up front on this side and this side. So you can see here, there's at least 3 feet, and then about 4 feet, and back here's about 5 feet, all the way to 6 feet. So I think it's gonna do what we need to do for the fish wise. Still gotta put plants and everything down the road. And escape always comes together with the plants. Like right now, you're just gonna be like, that looks dumb. And it's like, yeah, kinda does. We also kinda ran out of lights. There's only 2 more left in the store. We want those for people that come to buy them. So we need 2 more lights at least. But, you know, got a gravel vac to mix the crushed coral in. But we're on the way. It's now dinner time. I grabbed myself ground beef pastelitos, which are insanely good. If you come to my store, go to the taco truck in the parking lot. Dean got a chicken burrito, that giant monstrosity that he eats in 2 meals. Yeah.
It's a monster.
It is a
It's
monster.
a monster.
I told people they need to go to the taco truck if they come visit the store.
And tell the taco truck when you go there that you want the co-op discount because eventually we're going to get that
It's true. Maybe that'll actually happen if enough people go, hey, where's my
co-op discount.
Aquarium Co-op sent me? I thought there was a thing. And
Exactly.
one day maybe we'll, I mean, the food's ridiculously good, so I'm willing to pay either way, but, you know, why not
For
get a
the
little bit cheaper?
customers, we want them to have a discount,
That's right.
right?
Yeah.
Look at
That's a
that.
2-hander. The giant chicken burrito.
Nice.
All right, I'm eating, setting the camera down. So now what we're working on is under, like the stand lighting, because we're gonna sell our lights or substrate down below. And we basically wanna light up that whole front section and this side, but not where the filtration is. We're eventually gonna put blocks, or not blocks, like a piece of plywood in each way so you won't see the filtration. But we wanna make sure that it's dim enough but lights the product, but doesn't take away from the main display up above. And now I've got the overhead lighting off, and so it's gonna be fairly dim back here where I am. The camera's actually compensating, but like the bathroom light wouldn't be on, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, this is probably about what we'll get done tonight, because it's, you know, store's gonna be closing soon. I wanna go over there and film, but we're gonna install a few more lights. And we did get the water level kind of at a better spot, so it chills right here now, which is a little bit more down. And you know, water is automatically changing, so it's probably a little bit louder in here at the moment. But you know, it's good to see that some of the systems are working, and starting to do some of this. Is more of the merchandising and the final touch type stuff. This requires basically me to go, hey, here's what I want this to do. Whereas like flooring, we can just have a contractor do that, or you know, the texture on the wall, the contractor can do that type of stuff. They don't need me to go, well, I need the texture to be this way or anything. But when it gets down to this kind of stuff, nobody's got the vision except for me because it's in my head. So we work through this slow and steady.